Hi, it's Steph, and we're at the Home Depot, and they have started to mark down their holiday evergreens in the red pots for 50% off. So let's go take a look and see what they have in their inventory. They have a bunch of these dwarf Alberta spruce Conica for, let's see, we're going to see how much they are, but these need 36-inch spacing. They're hardy to negative 30 degrees. And here is the price on the Alberta spruce. It is $79.98 at 50% off. It would be about $40. Now, they don't get really big. I want to say that the biggest I've ever seen these get is maybe in the 6-foot range and maybe 3 to 4 foot wide, because they do get a bit chubby. But they're really cute trees. They're low fuss evergreens. Now, you could pick these up and you don't have to plant them now. You can just keep them outside, make sure they're watered. Because of my Zone 6B, we're only a couple of weeks away from Christmas, and they just want to clear out and close shop on the garden center. Once they're done with the Christmas trees, they don't want to worry about having to maintain these, which is how they start, why they start clearancing them out. There is also some Arborvitae, and the Arborvitae number 7 containers are $59.98. And we'll get a little closer and take a look at the variety. So this is Emerald Green Arborvitae Smaragd, and I apologize if I said that wrong, but they are really pretty, soft, ferny texture. They're a full sun, and these here say they get about 12 to 15 feet tall, and they need 24 to 36-inch spacing, hardy to negative 20 degrees. Here is the price on the Tuja, or this Arborvitae. It is $59.98 for the number 7 container. So this would be about $30 at 50% off. Now here at my store, they have a good number of these number 7 Arborvitae containers. So if you wanted to do like a live fence, this might be a good price to pick these up at. They are about 3 to 4 foot tall if you look at them outside the container. And so you could start with a pretty good sized little fence there. And I would probably space these about no more than 2 to 3 feet on center, so that you can create a fence if that's what you want to do, create screening for privacy. But you also don't have to worry about planting these right away. Because they are evergreen and they are cold tolerant, you could leave them outside in a location that's somewhat protected from wind, and just make sure that they're getting watered. If you're not getting rain or snow to water them, you will have to probably go in and just give them water, maybe I don't know, I would check on them maybe every 3 weeks to a month, and just make sure that they have some moisture, and you can keep them happy until you can plant them out in spring. Now the containers that they have with the holiday decor, those are not on sale yet. So those are still full price. So what you're looking for is specifically the ones that are undecorated in the red pots, just like this. And of course, sales do vary by location. Given my Zone 6 is already starting to mark them down 50%. So if you're in a zone colder, chances are that's started to happen at your store as well. And if you're in a warmer zone, then it might be another week or two before they start marking them down. They also have some small Alberta spruces. Look how cute these are. These would be ideal for a winter container arrangement outdoor, window boxes, urns, planters, really cute. And these are $16.98 or $17. So they would be about, let's see, $8.50 a piece. So not a bad price. These are, if I had to guess, these are about a 1 gallon. They also have some Boxwood Calgary, and these are full sun, deer resistant, 24 to 36 inches in height. They need 18 to 24 inch spacing, and they are hardy to negative 30 degrees. And these here are also $16.98, so they'd be about $8.50. And these look a little bit bigger than a 1 gallon. But really good size, actually. We have a little bit smaller version than the 7-gallon. So this one here, let's see how big it is, of that emerald green Arborvitae smaragd. And these are full sun shrubs. See how pretty they look in a hedge situation or like a living fence. These are evergreen, 24 to 36 inch spacing, hardy to -20. And this is a number 3 container, and it is $29.98. So for this tree here, it would be $15. We have these really beautiful golden emerald Arborvitae jantar. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. These get 10 to 15 feet tall, and they need about 4 to 5 foot spacing, hardy to -30 degrees. And these do need water 2 to 3 times per week until established, but now that it's cold, you have to water them less frequently. This is just some shedding that happens naturally in the winter months, but really good size. This is also a number 7 container, and let's see how much these are. Actually, this one says it's a number 5, and it is $49.98, so it'd be $25 for this beautiful Arborvitae with this golden color. And this is a good sized tree. I want to say this is at least 4 feet tall and maybe just over outside the container. So 25 bucks. 50% off is the time to scoop these up, people. This is when I love to come in and shop for my evergreens. And these box stores, sometimes, you know, people think that they have just the very common varieties like the Arborvitaes and the Alberta spruces, but once in a while you find these gems. Look at this, a Norway spruce. How beautiful is that? And so these here get to be 70 to 90 feet tall, so they get some height on them. They have a beautiful green, almost a little bit of a blue cast to them. And they get 25 to 30 feet in width. They're hardy to -40, so very hardy. And let's see how much this little beauty is. This is a number 3 size container for $29.98. So you would pay $15 for this adorable Norway spruce. Just remember, you need some space because this little baby is going to grow. And here is one of my favorite yellow evergreen shrubs for the garden. This is a false cypress golden mop. If you watched my videos this summer, you saw how I turned a couple of these into small topiary trees, and I really love the way they looked. But look at this yellow foliage against green. Such a beautiful contrast. This is always a good thing to do in the garden. Try to get different colors of evergreens, especially now in the winter when everything is dead. You're still bringing interest and color in your garden by having a contrast like this. And these here, this golden mop cypress, is a number 3 container at $29.98. It would be $15. Really good price. And here are some yew. See the 50% off holiday red pots. And they are the solid red pots, not anything that has ornaments on them. And look at that. So yew is a part sun shrub, also known as taxus. Easy to grow. They need 3 to 6 foot height. And they need 48-inch spacing, hardy to -30 degrees Fahrenheit. And these here are, let's see, they are $29.98 for a number 3 container, so they would be $15. And these actually have really beautiful foliage. They're very reminiscent of, say, like an umbrella pine, which is something on my wish list for the garden. Some Arborvitae danica, and these are a round shaped Arborvitae. I had bought some this summer, but I had to return them because they aren't deer hardy where I live, and I have a lot of deer, so something you'd want to keep note of. 18 to 24 inches in height and 18 to 24 inches in width, so they're a little ball shape. They are a full sun evergreen shrub, hardy to -40 degrees, and this one here is $26.98, so it would be about $13, $13.50. And this is nice if you want to just add a round shrub as an accent to a flower bed and some evergreen interest. Some boxwood. This here is green mound. It is deer resistant. See, this is what I have to look for when I add shrubs to my garden. These get 30 to 36 inches in height. They are a part sun shrub. They add winter interest, and they get 30 to 36 inches tall and wide, hardy to -20 degrees. And these are $26.98, so they'd be about $13. And then they have some a little bit smaller on the side of it for $16.98. So these would be about $8.50. And this one here is the Boxwood Calgary, full sun, deer resistant, 24 to 36 inch height, 18 to 24 wide, hardy to -30 degrees. They have some Juniper Sea Green. It is a full sun evergreen shrub, deer resistant. And you know what's great about these? See these arching stems? These, when you have these in your garden, you can cut on these gently, of course. You don't want to totally take apart the whole shrub. But if you watched my channel, recently I made some evergreen containers or winter containers with cuttings of evergreens that I took from my garden. And I have a couple of junipers that look really beautiful. Because of these arching stems, they look really nice draped over the edge of the container. And I also used some of this, in my window boxes. So evergreens, they're a great addition to any garden and have multiple uses. So here are the specs on the Juniper Sea Green. So full sun, it gets to be about 3 to 5 feet tall, deer resistant, drought tolerant, which is another really great feature. We had a very dry, hot summer here in my zone 6B last summer, and they need 4 to 6 inch spacing. And they hardy to -30 degrees. And this one here, let's see how much it is. So the juniper is a number 3 size container. It is $26.98, so it'd be about $13.50. Really beautiful foliage. I just love the arching branches. And check out this beauty. A Colorado blue spruce. I have one in my garden of these that are beautiful, but unfortunately I made a rookie move when I initially started my landscape about 10 years ago and planted it too close to the house. So don't be like Steph. Give this thing a lot of room because it is an absolute beauty. So these here, let's go back to the front. The Colorado blue spruce is a gorgeous evergreen with this beautiful blue color. It needs sun for it to have this beautiful blue. It will get a little bit more green and muddy in the shade, so definitely thrives more in a full sun situation. Deer resistant, and they are hardy to -40 degrees. It says provide enough water in fall before freeze, so you'd want to keep these watered until you can get them planted and established. And their mature size is 20 to 30 feet tall and 6 to 10 feet wide. An absolute beauty in the landscape. Another one that, you can find at these box stores occasionally that is quite a hidden gem. It's always a treat when you find these at an affordable price point. They have lots and lots of evergreens in these small 1-gallon containers. And I'm going to share a secret with you. I actually prefer to buy them in these small containers for 2 reasons. The price point is a lot better and they're a lot easier to plant because the root ball is small. And in 3 to 5 years, they'll catch up in no time and you'll have a beautiful tree or shrub. And you didn't spend a lot of money and it wasn't too difficult to plant. A Japanese Holly compacta. So these are very similar in foliage to, say, a boxwood. And these here, the difference is I don't know that these are deer resistant because they don't say so, where the boxwood do. So if you're looking for a shrub that looks like a boxwood and you don't deal with deer, this might be a good option. But if you do have deer like I do, you might want to opt for the boxwood. But back to the Japanese holly compacta. So these are a full sun shrub. They are evergreen. They provide winter interest. They need about a 6-foot height and a 6-foot spacing, and they are hardy to -10 degrees. And this container here is, it looks like about a 1 gallon or just over, and it's $16.98, so it would be about $8.50. A Boxwood Green Mountain. This is a full sun shrub, deer resistant, winter interest, needs about 36-inch height and 24 to 36-inch spacing, hardy to -20. And this is a good size boxwood. And I like how it's taking on a conical or pyramid type shape. And let's see how much it is. Okay, so this one here is a number 3 container, and it is $39.98. So you would pay $20 for this beautiful boxwood. They have one left of this osmanthus or Goshiki false holly. It's a really beautiful variegated yellow and green foliage holly plant. And it is $16.98, so it would be $8.50. I actually added one of these to my garden this year, and I believe at zone 6 I'm on the cusp of it being hardy for our zone. You can see this one here has a little bit of windburn. I did put it in a somewhat protected location, and I've covered it up with some leaves for some insulation and some mulching over the winter months. So we will see how it does, but look how beautiful the contrast of that is with green evergreens. Really pretty. So I'm excited to try to grow it in my garden. It's an experiment, but hopefully it likes it and it thrives. Now I have lots of pine trees, native pines in my garden, but if you wanted to add a pine tree to your garden, look at this beauty. And it is a really good size. It looks like it's a multi-stem, so it'd be pretty wide, kind of like a pine shrub at the moment, if you will. But let's see how much it is. This is $59.98. It's a number 7 container, so it'd be about $30. And I don't see a tag that indicates what type of pine it is, but it is really pretty. Well, that brings us to the end of our tour, checking out the Home Depot's Red Pot 50% off sale. I hope that you've enjoyed checking out their inventory. I am going to grab one of these really cute Colorado blue spruces to add to the backyard somewhere. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Well, that escalated quickly. Not only did I get the Colorado blue spruce, but I also picked up a golden mop and 2 sea green junipers. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button, and please consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future videos. And we'll see you soon.